see, I'm breaking in the old the quarantine beard, getting it grown. It's going all over my neck, but it's kind of got to be like that, because otherwise, doesn't that take the fun out of everything? I could make it nice and shaped and still have a long beard, but you know, I kind of think having it be a big fucking mess is sort of part of the fun, and we're gonna see in a couple months' time when finally we can go outside again exactly what I look like at that point, because can't get my hair cut, not gonna shave either. We'll see. I'm excited personally. That's the height of excitement these days. Welcome back to Quick Fire Topics. Alright, it's been a while since we did one of these. It's the reason being, I was gonna do one and then I got coronavirus. Still sounds like a meme, but it's true, it happened. It was rough, but I'm good now, so we're fine. However, I then forgot to do it, so it's been a long time since I put out the tweet asking for those topics, and I thought, what? There's no point doing those. That's old news. Forget that. I'll do a new one, and people can give me their topics for stuff that's up to date and current. So if you want to be involved in future Quickfire topics, go follow me on Twitter. The link is down below in the description. While you're at it, follow me on Instagram too. Why not? No, seriously, why not? Exactly, there's no reason. Do it. Before we get into things, however, I would like to just talk about a monitor I was sent a few months back by a company called BenQ. I've been using it a ton since I got it back, and I think it was around December, but it's taken me a long time to find a video where it's relevant to talk about this. It's not exactly sponsored. They didn't ask me, you have to talk about this if you receive it. Here's a contract. They didn't pay me. They just said, we're going to send you this monitor. If you feel like talking about it, do. And honestly, it's a fantastic bit of kit. I have had a 4K monitor for a long time. I got one back in 2017 when I got the PlayStation 4 Pro to play Kingdom Hearts 2.8 on it in beautiful 4K. And that was a great monitor. It was an LG monitor. It was great. But upon receiving this one, oh my god, the difference is tenfold. I don't know exactly what it is, but it is a spectacular, beautiful looking piece of equipment. As well as being 4K, it's also got several modes of HDR, which makes games just look a hell of a lot better. I mean, look at some of the shots in The Witcher 3 when I was going through this abandoned castle, the light just glaring through. It looks fucking gorgeous, and that is because of HDR. Even if it's not built into the game, the monitor can simulate it, and so it makes it look really, really nice. And in games where it actually includes HDR as a feature, oh my god, Horizon Zero Dawn. Comes with a nifty little remote, which is always nice, and I have it plugged into both my display port on my PC and the HDMI for when I'm playing PlayStation or Xbox, so that I can switch between the two. I use it for editing because it's massive. It's 32-inch, which is really great sitting on my desk. A huge upgrade from the 27 I had before. And honestly, I just think it's a great monitor. I really, really, really do. And a lot of people have been asking me, what's your monitor? Every time I've posted a picture, where do you get it from? What's the make? And so I thought, well, this, you know, two birds with one stone. Answering people's questions and giving back to the company that was kind enough to send this out to me. So I'll leave a link down in the description if you want to go and pick it up or check it out. I would recommend it. It's, for me, it's the best 4K monitor I've ever used, but then I've only used two, so, you know, that's not a huge bit of market research, but, you know, I would definitely recommend it. I think the colors look great. I think the resolution looks beautiful. It's a great size. Would recommend it. Very, very much so. Great stuff. Anyway, on with the video. First up, we've got one from Rohit Wag. That's obviously how you pronounce the name, I'm sure. Asking my thoughts on the DualSense controller. Now, this is a topic of discussion. At first, I thought it was top 5 ugliest controllers, for sure. I thought it looked like absolute shit. However, now I have a different opinion on it, right? And it's not the design I dislike, because I like the design. I think it's very sleek. I hate the white. To me, it's just, I don't like it. I think it looks tacky. A lot of people think it looks very sleek and cool, but to me, it just looks fucking tacky, and I don't like it. But there's been a ton of different controller designs that Tyler actually went over in a video that he made, so I'll link that down below too if you want to go check that out, where people have decided to come up with these crazy cool designs based on games or movies or TV shows or just their own crazy designs. Someone even made an As Always one, and that looks fucking beautiful. And so it's making me think, well, this is kind of cool actually, because Sony can really capitalize on this with a load of really sick controller designs, but also take it to the next level, right? Xbox has always done a custom controller thing on their website. However, you could go further with Sony, and you could allow people to customize it with their own images and their own logos and things like that, and put that on the controller. So you've got your own custom controller, and it's officially made by Sony, none of these third-party controllers. Sony could really just take this huge chunk of the market in custom controllers if they wanted to, with this new design it's just fallen into their lap. It's a business opportunity that has fallen into their lap, and if they don't take it, they're idiots. But I feel like they've got to in some way, right? And that's pretty cool. So that's what I think about the new controller. Next one is from Richard Scanland, who says, if you could erase any game from your mind and play it for the first time all over again, what would it be? Tell you what, there's a few. There are a few. Red Dead Redemption 2, I think, is definitely one, because I think it's one of those games that playing it again, I'm sure is going to be a blast when I eventually do head back into it again. But it's one of those games that hits you so hard, you can't forget it, right? When I'm playing through The Witcher 3, I love the main story and everything, and I love all the side quests. It's a fucking brilliant game. But there's obviously a couple of moments in the game that you'll always remember, but for the most part, I've forgotten most of it because I haven't played it in 5 years. So going back to it is really fun. It feels like I'm playing it again for the first time, and a lot of games have that. Whereas with Red Dead Redemption 2, I feel like that game hit me so hard, I'm going to remember a lot of it for the next few years to come. I could be wrong, and I could forget a lot of it. I mean, but it's like with Red Dead Redemption 1. A lot of it I've forgotten, and playing it through again for the retrospective in 2018 was great. But you're never going to forget the ending, ever. It's just never going to happen. So Red Dead Redemption 2, I think, might be my number one that I would love to just erase from my memory and play again. God of War 2018 might be another, because I think that'd be great. And potentially something like Assassin's Creed Revelations maybe would be another that would go in there. Some of those. I'm sure there's others, but there's a couple. Next one's from Ozzy, who says, favorite Tarantino film. I think, do you know what? That's a tough one. I think potentially it's between Inglourious Bastards, Hateful Eight, and Django Unchained. I think those are my top three. I think it's more likely to go to Inglourious Bastards just because I think the way he strikes a balance between the classic Tarantino comedy, over-the-top nature of it, and this really pretty, at some points, like, you get these really emotional, tense moments, and that opening scene for a start is so fucking tense. I think Inglourious Basterds just takes the cake for me. I think all the performances are fantastic. I really love just the overall story. I think he does some incredible, like, dumb action Tarantino moments, as well as actually making you feel very invested in some of these characters. I mean, for example, the bar scene, that whole scene from start to finish is one of my favorite scenes in all of fucking cinema. I love it so fucking much. The way they're going back and forth with each other, trying to one-up each other with their dialogue and everything. It's fantastic, and the whole thing is not even in English. And it's one of those scenes where I didn't even realize it wasn't in English, like, because the dialogue was so convincing. I didn't even think, I'm reading subtitles. Like, it just slipped out of my mind. I was completely immersed in the scene, and it's beautiful. And I think that's one of the reasons why Inglourious Basterds is probably my favorite Tarantino film. But I mean, I love all the others as well. Next one is from N-Zan, who says, what are the best Assassin's Creed books to read? Thank you for the Assassin's Creed topic. It means I can put it in the title and get some fucking views. The best Assassin's Creed books, I would say, are top two, The Secret Crusade and Forsaken. Secret Crusade being the entirety of Altair's life, from birth to death. The stuff we see in Revelations, the stuff we see in AC1, Altair's Chronicles and Bloodlines, along with stringing it all together with all these other bits as well, additional stuff. There is so much. It's so rich, it's so good, and it's perfectly Altair. It's brilliant, it's beautiful. I'd highly recommend it. Forsaken, the entire story of Haytham's life, from being a kid all up until the point where he writes his final journal entry before going out to face Connor at the end of Assassin's Creed 3, where he meets his demise. It's beautiful. There are so many incredibly emotional moments. You get to see a bit more of Edward as well, the way that he ended up dying. It's beautiful, a beautiful story, and those are my top two. And another one that I would say is a honorable mention would be Desert Oath, which is a newer one. It's the last book that Oliver Bowden ever wrote for Assassin's Creed, because they got rid of him for Odyssey for some reason. I don't care. But Desert Oath's really great. It tells a story of a younger Bayek, of his relationship with his father, his relationship with Aya while they were younger, and the origin of a few things are in there as well. The feather, for example, the origin of that is in there. It's a very meaningful origin. It's a great story. I really, really enjoy it. I don't think it's quite on the level of something like a Forsaken or a Secret Crusade, but it's a very good story nonetheless, and if you're a Bayek fan, I'd recommend it. Next up is from Larry White, who says, thoughts on Doctor Who, how you like the older stuff, and whether you like or dislike the new stuff. Doctor Who sucks now. It's fucking bad. Doctor Who used to be fantastic. He used to have so much heart, so much charm, so much charisma. It was beautiful. Such a fantastically emotional, funny, moving show. It was fantastic. And pardon the pun. It just, I think towards when Capaldi took over at the end of Matt Smith's era, I feel like Moffat sort of fell off a little bit. He did some good bits here and there, like, don't get me wrong, there's still some fantastic Doctor Who moments, and I think it still has a lot of that heart, although the stories aren't always there. I think that it still had what made Doctor Who until we get to series 11, and it's the first series of Doctor Who that I've never sat through, because I just couldn't do it. It felt like an insult to Doctor Who. I couldn't fucking do it. I mean, for a start, already I don't want to get into the politics of it, but I personally believe the Doctor is a very male character, and I think in changing that, you lose a lot of what intrinsically makes the Doctor the Doctor. I think the way they did it with the Master, I think it works, and I think Missy's very well written, and I think that works because the Master you don't have as strong of a connection to the Master as you do with the Doctor, and the Doctor is written in such a way where he was always written to be this grandfather figure, and as much as I love equality, my grandfather is not the same as my grandmother. They're different people, and they both have very different qualities that make them special to me. And I think that's the same with the Doctor. The Doctor has very specific qualities, and they come from being male. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is fantastic. Pardon the pun. And I think that's one of the reasons, but also if you're going to do a female protagonist like the Doctor, I don't think Jodie Whittaker is necessarily the right choice. I think Chris Chibnall's a terrible fucking writer, and he should stop doing it and go do some fucking plumbing, mate. You'd probably do a better fucking job, wouldn't you? Even if you don't have any fucking training. Because guess what? You can't write television. But anyway, that's my rant for the day. Doctor Who used to be good, now it's not, and it makes me upset every single day. I haven't seen Series 12, though, which a lot of people have been in two minds about. That it's good, and also it sucks. And I think most people are of the mind that the finale is the worst thing to happen to Doctor Who. And I've never seen it, I don't even know what it is. But I'm in the middle of my rewatch of the entirety of Doctor Who, currently on Series 8. So I'm getting there, and I will watch Series 12. Still gonna skip Series 11 though, it doesn't deserve my time. But I will watch Series 12, and I'll let you know on Twitter what I think of it when we get there. Next one is from Igor, who asks, I just realised, this has become a Q&A series. It's called Quickfire Topics, but like, nobody's giving me like current events topics to give my thoughts on. They're all just asking me random questions, which is fine, but I'm realizing that the name is sort of a bit arbitrary at this point. It is just Q&A, isn't it? LazerzZ Q&A. Do you remember when I used to do that? Nah, probably not. I'll link it though if you want to check it out. We're all in quarantine. Go binge LazerzZ Q&A from back in the day if you want. Anyway, Igor says, what have been some places, some of your places to visit around the world? I don't know whether he means what have been some of my favorite places to visit, or whether some of the places I really want to visit, but I'll do both. New York is somewhere where I've been, and it was absolutely fantastic, although it was at a time in my life where in 2015 I was I'm 100% sure at this, okay, not 100%, I'm 99.9% sure I had depression at the time, because just looking back, it feels like it, right? It was also it's a fucking rough year, right? And that was the year I went to New York. I was a fucking moody 18-year-old as well. So I was just being a cunt the whole time while I was there with my family, like, oh, don't like family fucking trips, fucking little bitch. And so I don't remember a great deal of it. What I do remember, it was really cool, and I would love to go back because I'd love to actually be able to take it all in properly, go places, see stuff, and you know, now that I'm grown up and I'm an adult and I'm not a fucking little bitchy teenager going through my fucking edgy phase, so that'd be great to go back and see. But I do remember it being really, really cool when I was there. There's just this certain like the city feels so alive. It's such a great place to be, I think. And that's cool. Other places I would like to go though, Italy is my number one really, and I think once this lockdown is over, once everything calms the fuck down, in a year or so, whenever it might be, when everything's back to normal and you can fly anywhere you want, I reckon I'm gonna have to go to Italy. I think me and Elva are gonna have to go to Italy, go there for a couple weeks, and just travel around and see all of the different places. I want to go to Rome, I want to go to Venice, Florence, fucking Pompeii. All the different places from Assassin's Creed and not from Assassin's Creed, because Assassin's Creed it's one of the first times I ever got really into history, and the culture of Italy and just all of the amazing architecture and everything. I love it, and it's not it did come from Assassin's Creed, so I would love to just go go and fucking tour Italy and see all of these places, and I think that'd be great. I think it'd be really fun to do, so I think that'll be something to do down the line, and I'll definitely make sure to vlog it over on LazerzX when me and Avry eventually do it. So go subscribe to LazerzX, the link is down below, and that'll happen eventually. Go check out our other vlogs though. This is me just advertising a lot of things, I think, because we're in quarantine. You need stuff to watch. I've got stuff for you. Go and check out the vlogs on LazerzX. There's a playlist. They're great. Alright, moving on. Next one is from James2, who says, where do you see, as always, Lasers, Extra, and Live being in 5 years? And where would you want to take it from there? Will that path take what you do now and go further with it? Or do you plan on moving on to different types of content as time goes on? It's a good question. I mean, with regards to, as always, Tyler said this, we want, 5 years time from now, our goal really is for Tyler to be in the UK, us to be making content all the time, podcasts more frequently, and there will be in real life content. We'll have a studio. That's really our goal for 5 years time. I think it's doable for sure. I think we can definitely do that. We've just got to keep building up as always and keep going, putting out great content and great podcasts. And thank you to everyone who's supporting us. You're all fucking fantastic in making that dream come true. But in terms of everything else, I've just got to adapt with the times, you know? It's what I've been doing. I started off making Minecraft Let's Plays and Let's Play videos and funny moments content back in 2011 to 13. Then I moved on to news content, talking about Assassin's Creed, and went into that. And then from there, I started doing more live streams to branch out a bit more. Then I moved on from Assassin's Creed and started doing more critique pieces, video essays, more in-depth analysis. Being a little bit more of journalism going in there as well. And so, you know, it's all about adapting. So I can't tell you where I think Lasers will be in 5 years time. Because, you know, the landscape of YouTube might have changed. I might no longer be doing the content that I do now. I might no longer be doing long-form video essay type things or retrospectives, because that might not be what people want to watch in 5 years' time. It's all about adapting and knowing when the right time to move on from a genre or a type of content is. And that's what I've learned over the years, and it's incredible that I'm still doing what I'm doing, and I'm still going strong as well, because videos are still getting views, more views than ever before. It's fantastic, and I'm so thankful. With LazerzLive, I want to be making consistent live streams all the time. If you haven't subscribed to LazerzLive, by the way, subscribe. I'll talk about that at the end of the video. I want to be making consistent live streams. I want to be almost like a streamer on that channel, almost have it this separate thing where I might have a separate audience on LazerzLive, where people watch me just for my live streams. They don't even watch my main content, and that's sort of the goal that I want. And then on top of that, Lasers Extra, I'd love to be more consistent, going and actually doing really interesting things, me and Elva doing stuff, and making tons of content on there that's just way more personal, way more like, you know, real life stuff. That's what I'd love to be doing, and just taking everything, you know, to the next level, taking it further. That's what I want to be doing, you know? Good stuff. And you know what? The final one here is from Aditya. Is that how you say your fucking name? I've never said it out loud, I don't think. Cool. Anyway, what is the best thing about being a YouTuber with a relatively large audience such as yourself? And I picked this one because it's actually weird that I do have a relatively, you know, large audience. It's strange because 100,000 subscribers was always like my goal on YouTube. Like I said before, and getting to it is weird that I'm here, but I don't feel any different. I always thought like I'd feel different. I'd feel like epic famous YouTuber, right? When I was like 14, 15, like thinking about like that's my goal, that's where I want to go. But I don't feel any different. I still feel like the exact same person, just making content in my, well, now it's an office, not, you know, not my bedroom, but it's weird. And the best part, honestly, is the community, interacting with so many people on a daily basis, hopping onto the Discord, you know, when I wake up in the morning, throughout the day, in the evening, just hopping on, maybe going on a voice chat or something, just catching up with people, making sure everybody's all right. You know, having conversations about shit. It's great. It's fucking good. Just starting up a live stream and having so many people show up and being able to discuss anything and just talk shit and all of that stuff. It's so fucking great. It really, really is. And that is probably the best part. That and all of the stacks of cash. That's pretty good too, as well, actually. Better, actually, some might say. Scrap actually everything that I said. Cut that out. The money, yeah, love it. But that's it for this episode of Quick Fire Topics. I did have some more, but I rambled on a little bit about some stuff there. Like I said earlier, though, and I did want to talk about this at the end, I'm going to make a separate video, is go and subscribe if you haven't already to my live streaming channel, LazerzLive. It's where I'm going to be moving all of my videos, all of my archives. From now on, all archives are going over there, and soon, once it finally gets partnered, I'm going to be streaming directly from LazerzLive. No more streams on this channel, just to keep everything far less cluttered. This is my channel for my main content now, and that's what I want it to be. Whereas my live streaming channel is going to be somewhere else. It's going to be LazerzLive. So So make sure to go over there, make sure to check it out, make sure to subscribe, ton of notifications so you know when I go live, and help support the channel because I'd really appreciate in growing it further, playing more games, doing more series. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be doing way more streaming than I've ever done before, and I know I stream a lot already, but I'm going to be doing way more once that channel gets off the ground, on its feet, gets up on its hind legs. Fuck, what? But that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for joining. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter to stay up to date on everything I'm doing, as well as getting involved in quickfire topics in the coming times. What am I talking about? Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see where this beard goes. We're going to keep it growing, doing bits and pieces, going with bits and little bits. Oh. That'll be good. And by the end of, by the end of April, I reckon I'm going to have a big old thick beard, and also my hair is going to look like it did in 2016, so that's going to be fun. Anyway, thanks for joining, thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time, boys. Catch you later. Bye-bye.